Welcome back to another episode of Aunt and Andrew, where family's everything.
Until it's not. I'm Aunt.
And I'm Andrew.
Do you know what I think? How are you first, Andrew? I just
Well,
jumped
I was
right
going to
in.
say, family's everything until it's not.
Yeah.
Internet connections are everything until it's not, too.
Yeah,
We
I
just had
know.
to do a take two. We froze in mid-time.
I
And
know.
I'm
But
exhausted still because Aunt and I were at the casino until 1:15 in the morning on Saturday night
that's true.
with
That is
zero
true.
drinks in either of our systems.
No,
And we had been
a lot
there
of popcorn, though.
2:30 in the afternoon.
I know.
Now, the kicker. We were not there for 11 hours. We went to the
No,
Bruins game in the middle.
I know.
It was amazing. And you were so sweet and so kind. And she did it for my birthday. It was very, very loving and
Yeah. And what was the best
amazing.
part of the game?
Probably the
me.
insanely drunk. Oh, I can tell you what yours was, but for me was watching the insanely drunk
Teenagers, young
siblings,
adults.
the three
Yeah.
siblings from New
Yeah,
York
that were
next to us.
beside us. What was
And I
my
was happy
favorite
for them
part?
at the end. I was nervous if they had lost to the Rangers because they beat the Bruins, that they
Yeah.
would have got their ass kicked on the way out because they were way too sloppy.
Yeah, they were a little sloppy, weren't they? And what was my favorite?
Terry O'Reilly.
I love a fight, don't I? Did I
Oh, yeah,
love
the
those
fighting.
fights? I love the
But Terry,
fights.
they also honored Terry O'Reilly and all
Yeah,
the
and
other
I love
fighters.
Terry O'Reilly. I know. You know what was so cool about that? They had their names on their shirt like Meredith Marks does.
Oh, I love her monogram.
I love her monogram. I think we should get pajamas.
Do you have any
and we
writing
should
on?
wear
You
them.
have writing on your shirt.
Yeah, I do. It says Mary.
Oh,
It's
Mary
not
Marks.
Meredith Marks, though. I
You did
think
that
we
on
should
purpose.
I know. I did. I think we should get pajamas, and I can have mine say Aunt, and you
Oh,
can
that's
say
so great.
Andrew,
And we can do
could
an
wear them, be
episode with
like
them on.
Meredith Marks. Yes. Okay. So when Monica threw out that that's something she would do, what was the first thing you thought to yourself?
The producers are so shady, and that clearly she did it because that's why they're throwing it in there.
Yeah, but aren't you starting to wonder if she didn't pull a double agent, so to speak?
Everyone thinks that already.
No, but I'm thinking that's what I didn't need it. I don't need anybody else to validate my thoughts. I have my own. I thought, wow,
it's all very odd.
She knows what Meredith Marks did in previous seasons and thought she's the perfect one to have it go off on.
I don't know if she thought that far. I think what happened is that Meredith usually goes crazy. Obviously, we know, like when she like is mad about something or like she didn't do something. And she kind of. I will say that like it's her reaction to it has been odd to me as someone that's watched the show.
Yeah, it has been.
Season.
It is a little odd too, and I don't know Meredith before the season and what these other situations were.
If your neighbor tomorrow said that his package was missing from his doorstep and you were in Florida, right? Not in where you live.
Right.
And he said it was you that took it.
Yeah.
And you knew like because you were in another state and you could say like whatever.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
You'd go crazy. You'd be like, you'd at least be like,
it wasn't
very
me.
Yeah,
like
you'd
it wasn't
be like,
me.
Yeah, and if you knew, if you had an idea, you'd be like, well, Susie across the street told me that she is like seeing packages on doorsteps. That's why I'm just surprised Meredith isn't like
more defensive.
Monica, that's not how, like at the dinner table. It was very odd that she was so peaceful.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, I know what you're saying, but you got way ahead there. I'm just saying if Monica pulled the double, I'm not surprised. Because she really doesn't have any class. I hate to say it because even once again, she started again with the sex with the teenage daughter. And I can't think of any other series where anybody has discussed their teenager's sex life.
Heather brought that up.
Well, Heather said, like, you're crossing a line. You shouldn't go there.
Exactly. But she brought it up. I mean,
yeah, but Meredith is, I mean, not Meredith. Monica is the one that's constantly talking about their kids' sex life. Her kids, Heather's kids.
We talked
about
She
even did. I know, but they talked about it again. That's what I'm saying.
Because Heather brought it up.
Yeah, but she should say, yeah, you're right. Okay, I'll never talk about that again.
You did.
Yeah, but then she brought it up again later at the dinner.
No, they brought up Heather's sex life at the dinner.
Why do these people have to talk about their sex life? I don't talk about mine.
I think the reason why they're bringing up the Heather thing is because Heather is so open
unless it has to do with the Barbie says.
But Heather's talking more about other people's sex life. And I think that the producers are getting their ears.
Oh, okay, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think it's something any of the women noticed. And I think the producers noticed, like, oh, wait, Heather doesn't want to talk about sex. But wait, Whitney, she wrote about sex in the book. Oh, wait, Meredith, she was so into, Lisa Barlow saying you've had fucked half of New York.
Right.
Oh, wait, Lisa, she had no problem talking about the blowjobs for jazz tickets. And then they're all now going to be like, oh, yeah, wait, it's okay to talk about sex when it's not you, Heather, right?
Yeah, well, I didn't watch that then.
Yeah,
so
no,
maybe that's right.
I think,
I want to tell you, I have a feeling I've analyzed this. Now we're getting to the end. And next week is the last, but I don't think there's an episode next week. I think it's in 2 weeks. I don't think there's any
January
new shows
2nd.
on next week. Yeah, it's January 2nd. I've realized I'm a combination of Heather and Lisa in real life.
Okay.
Yeah, that's who I think I am.
You're very much, you wouldn't like anyone talking about your sex life on TV.
No, I wouldn't talk. Don't talk about my kids either. Their sex life. No, that's just not, that's gross. Think about that. It's even gross. And you have adult children who.
Yeah, but you think about your daughter who's like perfect. My cousin's perfect. So everyone knows my cousin's perfect.
Oh, that's so sweet. I don't think she's quite perfect, but we all have our issues. Oh, that's so nice.
But she's also not someone that, I guess my point is she doesn't lead her life in a way where if you were on a reality show, one of your castmates would be able to be like, your daughter did this. Like, she leads a very responsible life. And I'm not saying Heather's daughter.
I would say that my daughter lives like a Brianna. Vicky,
your daughter, don't insult your daughter, please. Thank you.
No. But I'm saying, like, Brianna's always been done the right thing and the right girl and the whole bit.
Your daughter would never sign a release to be on one of these.
No, she would never. No, she's
not. She's not. She is like the Amal Clooney to the I don't know, Denise Richards.
Yeah, Denise Richards, that's another story. But I'm just gonna say, if Monica is pulling a double agent, it doesn't surprise me. Because I don't think she's that classy. She shaved her legs on the bus. Who does that?
That was
gross.
She's gross. I think that
do you think shaving your legs on the bus is gross?
Yeah, I think anything having to do with women that is like cutting, inserting, grooming, doing anything is disgusting and vile.
Okay, well, she shouldn't have done that in public.
I don't like finding long hairs when my little sister comes and visits our house in the shower. Like and like she knows that, so she gets rid of them. But like I don't like that. For me, that's like ooh.
I got nothing to say right now for the first time ever. I don't even want to think about what you're saying. Okay.
We have to take a moment, all of us, a little 4-second moment of silence to pray for Jack, who's in the hospital.
I know, Jack Barlow.
We
I
are praying for you, Jack.
Oh,
we are here
poor
for
Lisa.
you.
Something happened to him in Colombia. How long do you think it took before Lisa was there? 4 seconds, even though it's like a 12-hour flight. She was
as
there
quickly as it could for her to give a blowjob to get the private plane.
She probably did take a private plane, wouldn't you? I would.
No,
you'd wait for a commercial flight of your child. I think Jack's okay.
She's paying off the loan that she got for the new ring, so I can't believe she'd be able to.
Oh my God, you're going too. So you thought Meredith had an odd reaction to the
I just thought it was very
even
tame
more
and
so
calm
on the boat.
I mean, we go from like her screaming and yelling because of the fact that like about Angie and like wanting to come for Angie and threaten her and her husband and everything that we saw at Trixie Motel, to Monica throwing you under the bus, talking a lot of trash, and you being like comfortable and okay with that.
Yeah, it was a little weird, huh? But were you happy that Brooks is working for Ford Models?
Yeah, but I always find these TV announcements to be like a little like skeptic, because like
they're all skeptic. Yeah.
Erica Jane was charging $4 a ticket, like at the last check-in.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Did you find it interesting that they did all have Glam and Monica was using everybody else's Glam? I have a feeling, or at least Whitney's. But Whitney had Glam. If Whitney had Glam, that means Heather had Glam. We know Lisa had Glam. Angie had Glam. Meredith, well, we saw Meredith Glam. She was in bed.
Yeah, but I have a feeling that one of the that if now this is smart, but I bet Jill Zarin. Well, Jill Zarin wasn't around during the Glam era. But I bet one of the
Glam.
savvy wives, maybe a Bethany, probably because she's smart like this.
Oh, put it in the contract.
No, she probably said they probably split the money on Glam for trips. Or I bet Bethany that would be the way to like save money if it's no one's birthday. But I bet Bethany, being the businesswoman she is and being like, what an easy gift is to give your Glam person an extra $100 to do someone else each day. And we each give them an extra $100 each day for the person. And we say, oh, I'm paying for your Glam today. I'm paying for your Glam today. The Glam's already there. So if your Glam's there.
Yeah, I know. But you did notice that when Whitney
she got up right away.
She had to get up right away. That was such a queen move too. That was such a queen move. It's like, I'm here now. I have to start. She's my Glam. He's my Glam. Bye. You can wait.
But I also think that's why I'm saying I think it was potentially gifted by Whitney.
And you want to know what was even sadder? Is that Whitney went and she had all her Glam done. And then the first thing she did when she got on the boat, she took off her hair. And Angie was doing the hula with it.
Yeah.
So how many selfies do you have on your phone? Do you know?
I almost looked at this when I was watching it, but
because Whitney has 7,297 and Heather has 11,205 and my queen Lisa Barlow has 28,208. Now, I'm not sure where you look for that, but I'm curious of how many selfies I have too. So is it under like albums? Is it under photos, selfies?
If you go under photos, like your photo, and then
I have 894.
Albums. Okay.
How many you got? I got 894.
1,293.
Okay, so you're a quarter more narcissistic than me.
Can I ask? I'm gonna ask.
I would like to know something.
I'm gonna report back with how many Brad has.
Okay, here's a question.
He might rival some of these women.
Here's a question mark. Are the selfies? I'm gonna look. Are they just no? I have you in a bunch of my selfies. I have my grandson in my selfies.
Okay.
So I have me too, of course. And I even have selfies people send me have come up.
Oh, so you know what? That's a little distorted then because they film a show and they take selfies all the time with all the women when they're going to the airport.
Yes, because I do have selfies with myself, but I also have like selfies my daughter has sent me of her, like getting her hair
and then
done.
They save automatically.
That came up on my selfies too. So I don't really have 894. I would say half of them are actual and the other half are other people's.
Exactly.
Okay. So that was interesting. I thought that was a great number. I'd like to know Lisa's too, because sure, 28,000 probably aren't just to her, but it could be knowing Lisa.
Yeah.
I always know. Don't you hate when they take these people like on a yacht because they have nowhere to go? But
nowhere
that's the
to
intention.
go. And it's like, I wonder, like, I want to know, like, are they really paying for this? I need to know, like, is Lisa really getting the yacht, or are they being like, Lisa, we have a yacht today and you got it for them?
Yeah. That's what it is. Yeah, that's.
But then again, Kyle brings like, I don't know, because like they're not buying those bags in the private plane that Kyle got.
No, they're not.
No.
Yeah, but thank God they had new sunglasses this week.
Do you think Kyle's, because when you do a show, most of the time, I think you're 1099. Do you think that she can write that off as a business expense?
It's not necessary. I mean, I can see hair and makeup, and clothes, but I don't know about accessories. I don't think
sponsoring a private plane.
Oh, you think they write off that?
I think that if she covers it, imagine she's getting around $1 million a year for, the Housewives. And imagine she's probably paying 50% back right away to Uncle Sam. So that's almost 500 grand. Maybe say 250 is up for grabs. I'd get a private plane and try to write that off.
I am going to say that I think with the Housewives of Beverly Hills, I would guess that they lose money on this show, their salary for what they spend.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they break even.
Who's paying for the parties and the charcuterie board and the dinners out and everything? Are they paying for that, or does production pick it up?
I think production gives them an amount of money, and I think anything they go over that is on them.
Yeah, and I think in Beverly Hills they go over.
Yeah, like I think it's part of their brand, but I just, and but I also think that they're probably not stupid at this point too, because like they probably get people to do things for free. They get vendors for free. They get restaurants for free. It's great publicity. It's commercial. So it's like,
Okay.
I can't wait to go to Nobu in Newport Beach. That's all I want to do. I keep wanting to go to Nobu. I want to take the boat there, the little pink boat, and I want to throw a napkin at someone. And I only want to do that because of the OC Housewives. So it's like,
I get that. Okay, so then let's end. First of all, Whitney, um, and the book and the swizzling and the drinking and the chasing each other. What was that all about? It didn't make sense. It was disproportionate anger.
Oh, yeah.
Do you agree?
Yeah, 100%.
Was it too much sun, too much Adderall, too much swizzle in drinks? But I mean, and none of it made sense. And why Whitney got so upset that she was mentioned in Bad Mormon, that she had boudoir pictures, I'll never know. So who cares?
I think production causes these problems.
I do think so too.
I actually think that moment is what Bethany's fighting for.
Oh, what for it not to happen?
That like you shouldn't be loading Whitney up on drinks, filling her brain with things that are not that big of a deal, only for her to wake up the next day and be like, oh my God, I can't believe I went so crazy about that dumb thing.
Yeah, maybe that is it. I don't know, because it didn't make sense at the end. It didn't make sense at all. But you know what else doesn't make sense?
What?
Well, it does, but it doesn't. The preview.
Do you
think it all comes out about Monica?
I think that
because they didn't show Monica in, I think the Jen Shah stuff. Yeah,
it's Jen Shah
and her relationship with Jen, that she
was the witness.
Yes.
And I think that then between filming rap and reunion filming, that's when Heather has the aha moment about the lawsuit.
Yes. But yes. I think a lot of this stuff is going to come out about Monica.
Because here's the thing. She just, if you watch back Monica's lead into the whole series, Monica is not withholding
I almost
details.
We almost have to watch episode 1 because I thought they previewed it a little bit.
They do, and you might pick something up.
Yeah.
But I will say this, Monica is not she is not, and production is not cutting out details. It's very rough. It's very, oh yeah, I called the Secret Service. And he was like, and it was like very rough around the edges. It wasn't sensitive where like they're trying to bounce around legal language or something like that. It was very fluid and like they weren't holding back. So that has to be discussed, because if it wasn't going to be discussed, then they wouldn't have been so hard. It would have been something quiet to be like, I used to work for Jen, and let's just say I did what the government told me to do when they called me. And that's what it would have been it. But it was like hyped up. It was dramatized. It's all this. She's become like the big part of the problem. And I think that's what it is. And is that what you think? Or do you think that it is a lawsuit?
I think it all comes out. I think a few things come out. I think that she was a witness for Jen. And I think it's going to come out about how she scammed Heather out of money.
I don't think that's going to come out at the I think that's going to, because it didn't break the press until about like 3 or 4 days before the reunion.
Okay, so tell me this. If it is that Monica was a witness for Jen Shah and they went through the whole season without knowing this, do you believe that the other housewives have a reason to be pissed?
Beyond.
Okay. All right. I just want, because I do too, but everybody has a different level.
I think,
but for them to say, what do you mean? This is our season without Jen. Everything went down with Jen, blah, blah, blah. And you were a witness and you never told us. Yeah.
It actually completely resonates with me about how like people don't realize like the positions they put people in when they don't disclose their truth.
Yeah.
Because that's it. I mean, Monica, I don't think she thinks that she's going to get what she's going to get. But what she did is she went into some of these people's houses. They have young kids. They maybe would have wanted to know that she was a part of this, that, not that she did anything wrong. She didn't.
Right.
She did what she was like, whatever. But it's like people deserve the right to know these types of things. You have no idea who's talking to Jen, who's not talking to Jen. Like this is it's just inappropriate. And that's it.
And if I'm really talking to friends and somebody else in our friend circle, I just testified against, I'd be telling them all, oh my God, I had to testify against Jen. I had to go testify. Like you would mention it. If all of this is that they're finding out about Jen for the first time. It should be interesting. I don't know.
And I will tell you this: I think the
gotta wait
producers
2
told.
weeks though.
I think the producers told her to hold the info.
Is that why she had the black eye? Because we're gonna
Who
find
knows?
out
We're gonna
about the
find that
black
out
eye.
too. Yep.
Oh, we're gonna find. Who do you think gave? What's our
I
prediction?
have a feeling Monica's gonna say Jen gave it to you. She told me.
Oh, it should be interesting.
Because then once the house blows off, that's when Monica's going to start talking about Jen Shaw. Because she hasn't even said one word because no one knows that she was that close. No one knows that she has the anger for her. No one, and I have a feeling that Monica's going to just start running her lips. Jen told me this about you. Jen told me that about you. It's going to be all that. So Monica's
I'm so looking forward to
Monica's
it.
my mess because I'm foreshadowing her to be a disaster dumpster fire on January 2nd.
Monica's your mess because you're foreshadowing. There's a little bit of me that Meredith was a mess.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, Meredith was a mess. And I love how she was talking to Seth and was like, it's just not going well.
And he didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Because he probably already heard it, and then they had to refilm it for the cameras.
And he's just like, you're on an island, enjoy yourself. See, that's how the guys are different, because like we've seen in Jersey and stuff, the women are still like going, and the guys are just like patting each other's back
Meredith
at a poker table.
She might be your mess, but she's also the star of the night, because let me tell you something. She gave a poker face for the whole entire confrontation. She stormed off for a second, but then she made amends with Angie. She used her son Brooks as a way to try to make better peace with Lisa. And she ends up avoiding all the bullshit, really, at the end of the day.
Okay, let me ask you just one more question. All right, let me think about it. I just had it in my. Who do you think is the star? No, I thought about it, then I went back somewhere else. Who do you think is the star of the show? Because every series has a star. Who do you think is the star of this season?
It's a very close tie between Meredith and Lisa Barlow, and I think that Monica is the villain.
Okay, so number one wife, because every town has a number one wife. You say
Meredith because of consistent performance over seasons, because this season she's truly tied with Lisa.
Okay.
Lisa's had some down moments.
Like number one gal, like Jax has always been the number one guy.
Not anymore.
Rules.
James,
I know it's
James Kennedy. He's in the middle.
All right. I want to remind everybody that I am always posting on Instagram under Aunt and Andrew. So check us out over there.
And I'm posting on YouTube. Subscribe, like, comment, and keep giving me some compliments. Give Aunt the little snarks. I think
and I want to wish everybody a happy holiday.
Oh, yeah. We love you. Merry Christmas.
And a happy New Year, because we won't see you till after New Year with Salt Lake.
Yes. And a happy new queer.